Hi Vikings, happy Labor Day. I thought it'd be really fun to do another one of those read alouds with you today in honor of Labor Day. Today is one of those days that we celebrate all of the workers of our country. And specifically, we remember the times that maybe working and helping support our country wasn't very easy. So back in the day, there were times where people were working in factories or working with different employees and they weren't being treated very fairly. Maybe they weren't getting paid enough. Maybe they were working in poor conditions, working long hours. And so people and groups came together to help fight for their rights. And I wanted to read a little story about, based on a true story about something that happened about 20 years ago in LA with a certain strike for janitors. And this book is called Si Se Puede, Yes We Can, by Diana Cohn. This is actually a book written in both English and Spanish. I'm going to read it to you just in English because that's what I'm most comfortable with, but just wanted to share that there's some books that are written in both English and Spanish, which is super special. Here we go. Si se puede. Sleep with the angels, Carlitos, says Mama when she tucks me in. See you in the morning, I say, and close my eyes. While everyone sleeps, my mama goes to work. She rides the bus into downtown Los Angeles, where skyscrapers shoot up from the sidewalks. At night, the streets are empty. It's quiet. When my mama goes into the tall glass office building where she scrubs the bathroom tiles so they shine like the moon, cleans the tall glass windows so they are as clear as the lake where my papa taught me to swim, and mops and polishes the floors so smooth you can slide on them if you take off your shoes. After that, she sorts and dumps all the trash. The sun is ready to rise when she takes the bus back home again to me. So when everyone else is sleeping, she's awake, working and helping make these office buildings nice and clean. When I wake up, Mama is always in the kitchen talking to my abuelita. We all eat breakfast together. Abuelita fixes me a bean burrito for my lunch. When I'm ready, Mama walks me to the school bus. Sleep with the angels, Mama, I call out the window. Have a good day at school, she says. Then she goes back home to bed. So he goes to school and she goes to bed. One night, Mama said, "Do you know, Carlitos, I can't take care of you and your abuelita the way I want to." She sat me on her lap to explain. Even though I work full-time as a janitor, I also have to clean houses and wash clothes on the weekend. That means we don't have any time together. And I can't afford to buy the medicine abuelita needs to help her sore bones feel better. I looked at my abuelita. I looked at my mama. I looked at the family photos on the wall. My favorite was the one of her dressed in her wedding gown with my papa. When Papa was still alive, we all lived in Mexico, the country where I was born. So she's thinking about all the sacrifices she's having to make to help her family, but wondering if there was a way that she could still spend time with her family too. Carlitos, she said, to work so hard and get paid so little isn't fair. So today all the janitors met outside the union hall and voted to stop working, to strike. We're going to let those offices get dirtier and dirtier and won't clean them again until we get the pay raises we deserve. But Mama, can you do that? I asked. That's just what I asked, she said. Can we do this? And all the janitors shouted back at the same time, Si se puede, yes we can. So tomorrow we're going on strike. And Carlitos, Mama said as she combed her fingers through my hair, for me to put my full heart into this, I'm going to need your help. I hugged my mama. I'll help you, I said, but in bed that night, I couldn't think of what I could do. So a strike is an opportunity for them to help people understand that what's happening is not right, and they need help. They need change. Then the strike began. Mama and all the other janitors marched, held rallies, and had lots of meetings. Our phone never seemed to stop ringing. Every morning, Mama read me newspaper articles about the strike. She showed me photos of bus drivers, carpenters, ministers, and students all marching alongside the janitors. Where did they all come from? I asked. Mama's eyes lit up. So many people promised to help us. People from Los Angeles and from all over California, and even from other states, came to take a stand with us. I cut out the photos to bring to school, and then I found out I wasn't the only one in my class with a parent on strike. Maria's father is also in the union. They're from El Salvador. And Tino's mother, who's from Nicaragua, was out at the marches every day too. Our teacher, Miss Lopez, told our class that when her grandfather came to the United States, he was also treated very badly, just as if he weren't a person. Grandpa and the other farm workers joined together to fight for a better life, just like the janitors are doing now. Did they win? I asked. You bet they won. When many people join together, they can make a strong force. This is important for us to remember that everyone has a voice and that we should work together to help them. This is what God would want. This is what God wants for his people, for us to look out for one another. Mama told me lots of different stories about the strike. So many people have come to support us. Today, a man came out of the building to join our rally. He said he'd never thought about the janitors who clean his office. But seeing you in the bright light of day, he said, means I can never ignore you again. And this afternoon, even Miss Lopez was there. As the sun set, we stood together and held candles in our hands. And in that silence, we didn't feel how tired we were from marching all day. Instead, we felt the glowing light of our strength. The next night, I saw my mama on the news, making a speech. Hundreds of people were marching behind her. That's when I knew what I could do to help. I'd go downtown too, but with a special surprise. I told my idea to my abuelita and to Miss Lopez, and then I talked to my class and asked all the kids to help, and together we painted signs for the marchers. My favorite sign was the one I painted in the brightest colors of all. I love my mama. She is a janitor. So even these little kids in school were able to help out with such a big change. The next day, Miss Lopez took some of the kids from my class on the bus to downtown Los Angeles. When Mama saw us, she was so happy she almost cried. As we marched, I held my sign as high as I could. An old man was playing the accordion. Maria's father took a trash can and played it like a big steel drum. Mama held soda cans filled with beans and shook them to the beat of the music. On the sidewalk, people rooted for us all marchers on the street. There were thousands and thousands of people all around me. I held on tight to Miss Lopez's hand. Carlos, she said, this is a celebration of courage. After 3 long weeks, the strike was over. My mama and the janitors finally got the respect and the pay raises they deserved. Carlitos, Mama said, I couldn't have done it without you. She hung the sign I made on our living room wall. It's the most beautiful sign in the world, she says. That night, as always, my mama tucked me into bed. Sleep with the angels, Carlitos. See you in the morning, I said, and closed my eyes. And that night, I had a dream. When my mama took the bus to scrub or mop and polish in the tall glass office buildings that shoot up from the streets, I dreamt that angels came down to Los Angeles and sang songs to her while she worked. Just a funny little tidbit, Los Angeles is also known as the City of Angels, so it's kind of neat that they're making that connection. Now my mama smiles, a whole lot more. Abuelita's sore bones feel so much better. She walks with Mama and me to the school bus in the morning. Mama no longer has to clean houses and wash clothes on the weekends. Instead, we go to the park, and on our way home, she lets me buy a paleta or a churro from the man who sells sweets on the corner. So because they were able to help people understand that she needed more pay for the work she was already doing, she didn't have to have those extra jobs to make ends meet. She was able to give the time back to her family, which is the most important part of your job, is being with your family and showing love. One Saturday morning, the phone rang right after we got home from the park. I'll be there, Mama said before she hung up. Carlitos, she said, I have a promise I must keep, to be there when other workers need my help. Who needs your help, Mama? I asked. People who clean hotel rooms, so this afternoon I'm going to meet them. But just as she was about to leave, I said, Mama, wait. I took down my sign from the living room wall and walked out with her. That afternoon, we joined the workers and marched up and down in front of the hotel. Mama and I met lots of new friends, and together we shouted, Sí se puede. So she didn't just fight for her rights, she shared her genius, and Carlitos did too, to help others fight for their rights as well. That is what we hope that each of you get to do. The end. So this is based off of a true story that happened about 20 years ago. If you want to learn more about it, the person's name that it's based off of is Dolores Sanchez. So I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you have a wonderful Labor Day with your family. And please pray for all of those workers that are helping make our country and our city a better place. And thank you for all of our families that are putting in all those efforts too. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.